Republicans stand for protecting Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and strengthening the safety net for truly needy Americans, not for illegal aliens and people that come into our country to take advantage of us. Democrats want to raise your taxes. We want to lower your taxes. By the way, that doesn't sound like a great campaign theme. We're going to raise your taxes. We're going to fire ICE. I don't think that works too well. They want to raise your taxes. We want to take away your regulations. They want to increase your regulations. They want to weaken our military. They don't want to give us, we're always fighting money. We want money for our military. They want money for things that you wouldn't believe. They want to shut down your coal mines. That's not happening. By the way, you're up like 60%. You're doing all right. I've had such an incredible experience with the miners, and just a little while ago backstage, there were 9. Of the 9, now these were tough guys. These are seriously tough cookies. In fact, I looked at them and I said, I wouldn't want to fight these guys. But of the 9, 8 of them were crying. And I looked at the 9th, crying out of happiness because they're back. I looked at the 9th guy, I said, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you crying? Oh, I don't cry, sir. I said, that's okay. That's okay. 8 out of 9 were crying with happiness. And they want to raid Medicare to pay for socialism. Somehow I don't see Indiana being the next Venezuela. I just don't see it. Right? We don't see it. That's what would happen, too. At the center of this election is the issue of border security, so important. We've now started the wall in San Diego, and we're doing another 90. It's like pulling teeth to get the money from these Democrats. We got $1.6 billion. Then we just got another $1.6 billion. Now we're asking for a lot more. We can do that thing so quickly. But they really want, I mean, honestly, they want, even though in 2006, almost all of them voted in favor of essentially a wall. Okay? Now they think it's politically expedient to anything Trump wants, please go against. Please. Because they are not liking my poll numbers even a little bit. And within the Republican Party, I have to say this because this is very cool. Within the Republican Party, the highest poll numbers, I think it's, well, they have 90, they have 92, and they have 93%. The highest poll numbers ever. Ever. Is that crazy? I actually asked them. I said, did they do polling when Honest Abe Lincoln was around? You know what? Nobody's been able to give me that answer, but I'm assuming they did, okay? So we can say we're beating Honest Abe. Democrats want to open borders, which really equals allowing into our country massive amounts of crime. Republicans want strong borders. We want no crime. We want great law enforcement. And by the way, we love our law enforcement. If you want to summarize the difference between Democrats and Republicans, just remember this. Democrats want to abolish ICE. Where did this come from? By the way, do you have any idea what ICE does? I don't think anybody in this room, unless they're really tough, and I know a couple of people right here probably tough enough. I don't think so, though, actually. I know them too well. Actually, I know their weaknesses, so I think they're not. But these are people that go into a nest of MS-13. They call it a nest. That's what it is. It's a nest. These are evil people in there. This is a group of gang members. I can't say animals anymore because Nancy Pelosi got very angry when I called them angry. I called them animals. She went crazy. I can't do it. I can't call them animals, even though they have guns, but they don't like using guns because it's not painful enough. They want to slice people up, young girls walking home from school, 16 years old, and they sliced them up. They died. They died. Their parents are incredible people. I met their parents, devastated. And the reason was because it was more painful. And then I call them animals, and Nancy Pelosi gets upset because I'm talking about human beings. They don't get it. They don't get it. So we want to abolish MS-13. They want to abolish ICE. And I have to tell you about MS-13. You know, we have towns in Long Island. I grew up in that area generally. I know every one of those towns. They were always great. They were safe. You'd leave your door open at night. You never locked your door. You leave your windows open, no problem. Now they're infested with MS-13, but we're getting them the hell out so fast. Don't worry about it. They're coming. They're going. We're doing a great job. We're doing a great job.
Welcome to Hannity. I'm Janine Pirro, in tonight for Sean. We now take you back to the president's rally in Evansville, Indiana. Let's listen in.
Deals world and our immigration horrible laws in the world, but we're getting them out. But you know what? ICE, we call ICE. And they go into those towns, and they grab those guys by the neck, and they throw them into those paddy wagons. They couldn't care less. And you don't want to do it, and you don't want to do it. But we have some really bad people that were allowed into this country under President Obama and others, and we're getting them the hell out. And you know, these towns that I know so well, we get ICE out, and the people are standing at their windows cheering. They're like clapping for ICE. They're clapping because these are brave people. They're good people too, good heart, but they're tough. They're tough. They're strong and they're tough. And ICE is afraid of them. You know why? Because they're much tougher than ICE. And that's what happens to work. I hate to say it. So they get out. And you know the sad thing? It's sad, actually. It's like the towns are being liberated, like it's a war. And you're getting, finally, the enemy out of our country. The towns are being liberated from this scum. Amazing. Amazing. So the Democrats want to abolish ICE and the Republicans want to cherish ICE. And I can tell you that. And I think everybody in this room respects and really admires Border Patrol, ICE, all of our law enforcement, everybody. Not an easy job. Not an easy job. A vote for Democrats in November is a vote to erase our borders and leave innocent Americans at the mercy of hardened criminals. That's what will happen. We need strong law and order. A vote for Republicans is a vote to support the brave heroes of ICE, Border Patrol, law enforcement, and all of the other groups that work with us. Every day, ICE, which is being so badly treated. That's why I'll sometimes go more and more in favor of talking about ICE. Because what the Democrats are doing to the morale of these brave people is incredible. It's incredible. And you know what? If they didn't have them, they'd be calling up begging, saying, where is that? We need ICE. We need somebody to help. This election is about safety, and this election is about jobs. And the beauty of the jobs, people that were stuck in one job didn't like it. They've now got 6 different alternatives. They go here, there, they get one that they like, and they're making more money. Wages are going up. Nobody thought this was going to happen. Excuse me, you ready? 3.8%. Isn't that nice? Nobody thought that was going to happen. Thanks to Republican leadership, our economy is booming like never before. It's never been like this. Economic growth last quarter hit a number that nobody thought possible. This number was 1, less than 1, and going down to negative territory. We've created nearly 4 million new jobs since the election and lifted almost 4 million Americans off food stamps. We've added almost 500,000 new manufacturing jobs since election. 500,000. And if I would have come here, and I did come to Indiana a lot, and you know who I brought with me? Who did I bring? The great Bobby Knight. What a coach. You know that story with Bobby, right? A year before I was going to run, Bobby Knight called. And they say, sir, do you know a Bobby Knight? I said, you mean the coach? This is before I ran. And I said, you're talking about the coach? My secretary, great person, said, yes, sir. I think he said he was a coach. I pick up. I said, hello. He goes, Trump? This is Bobby Knight, and you got to run for president. Our country needs you. And I said, that's Bobby Knight. That's Bobby Knight. Right? That's Bobby Knight. After the first word, I knew it was Bobby Knight. And he said, you got to run. I said, well, you know, Bobby, first of all, I respect you a lot, and I really love winners, and you are a winner. And the job you did, great guy. He's also a great guy, big heart. He doesn't want people to know that, but he's actually got a very big heart. He'd be devastated if I said that he has a big, but he does. He has a big heart. But I said, you know, Bobby, I haven't decided to run. But if I do, could you give me a number? I'll take it and I'll call you. So an amazing thing happened. So I write down his number. It was a cell. I wrote it down, and I have a stack of papers on my desk in New York. I haven't been there, and I haven't been to that office. Because I don't care about any of that stuff anymore. I only care about doing what's good for us. I couldn't care less. It's true. They won't tell you that, but it's true. So I take this number, and I put it on my desk, and I put it in the middle of a stack of papers. I just, it's like sort of a file. Some of you people might have some. It's like a file of things you may need someday, but probably not. And then when you go through them about 3 years later, 95% of it you throw out, right? But I had 2 big stacks. You'll see pictures of me in the office. You'll see these massive stacks. I just have them. And now I say, I'm going to run. And we did great. We were on center stage of every single debate, right? Every single debate. Center stage means we were never in second place. And if we were, they would let you know about it tomorrow morning. We were never in second. I was center stage on however many debates. Anyway, I'm doing well. We won New York. We won this one. We won that one. We won New Hampshire. Wow, New Hampshire was so great. We won South Carolina. We won North Carolina. We won everything, right? And then they said, even though we were so far, in all fairness, I have to say this, we were really so far ahead that I think that even Indiana wasn't going to have too much of an effect. But I want to win Indiana. So a friend of mine, he's from Indiana, great guy. I said, how am I doing in Indiana? He says, great. I said, good. I said, what can I do to ensure it? Well, if you could get like Bobby Knight to endorse you, that would end Indiana. I said, it's funny that you mentioned that, but he called me a year ago wanting me to run. He said the country needs it. And I said, and I put his number right here. I was at my desk. I put his number right here. And true. I bet you I have 2,000 pages of stuff, more. And I said, I put it right here. And I lifted up the stack, like in the middle. I lifted it up. And there's a little card. It says Bobby Knight with a number. It was the weirdest thing. That's... crazy. I said, here's his number. The guy actually looked at me and goes, that's amazing. And I dialed in front of him. I dialed the number. And Bobby Knight didn't even ask who was on the phone. I guess he sees New York and he sees maybe Trump Organization. He goes, I've been waiting for you to call. Right? And I'll tell you what. Bobby Knight, was anybody here the night I traveled in with Bobby Knight when we, right? I never saw anything like that in my life. We were in this massive arena. We walked in, and I introduced Bobby Knight, and I'm telling you, the people of Indiana, they went crazy. That thing never stopped. That was incredible. And Bobby Knight, and I called him today. I said, you know, I thought about you today because I'm going to Indiana. And I don't need you to come from where you are. I just wanted to say hello to Bobby Knight because he was special and he worked hard on our campaign. And he was very happy to get that call. Bobby Knight, right? We love winners. We love winners. Winners are winners. Bobby, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger. How about Tiger, the comeback he's made, right? Tiger. Did you see the fake news tried to fake out Tiger? They didn't do too well. Tiger's sharp. Now, we love winners. We love winners. Our country's becoming a winner, and our country is respected again. You see that. We've created not millions, not billions, but trillions of dollars of wealth in just a short time since our election. Trillions. And we're the talk of the world. I'll tell you, every foreign leader who comes to see me, almost, they walk in and they start off, Mr. President, congratulations on the incredible success you're having with your economy. Congratulations. Almost everyone. And something I'm very proud of, African American unemployment recently achieved the lowest rate ever recorded in the history of our country. And we're fighting every day for African Americans, for more jobs, for higher wages, for safer communities, for great schools, and we want school choice. We gotta have. We're fighting hard. It's gonna make a big difference. But African Americans, the lowest unemployment in history. Hispanic Americans and Asian Americans, the unemployment have recently reached their lowest rates in the history of our country. And I'd remember, and you remember, when I used to go, and I'd go to a big arena like this. Bigger. This is a pretty big one, I must say. Oh, by the way, if they write tomorrow, the enthusiasm in the room was wanting. You know, they're like, wanting. See, you have to understand, I have a better education than they do from a much better school, but the elite, they're the elite. They're the elite. I went to better schools, I went to better everything. And by the way, you ready for this? And I'm president and they're not. But it's us. It's us. It's a movement. It's a movement like this country and probably the world, but like this country has never seen. That's a big statement. But I make that statement, I don't get corrected, and they would correct me in 2 seconds. I don't get. This is a movement like this country has never seen before. I'll give you an example. If crooked Hillary Clinton had won, and she came to Indiana to have a rally for the opponent who is rated the worst in the Senate, of Mike Braun, if you had 500 people, seriously, if you had, they won't tell you this, but we have an election coming up. We don't have a presidential election coming up. You don't get big crowds. If crooked Hillary came here, if she had 300 to 500 people, first of all, she wouldn't be in this building. She'd be in a hotel conference room. It would be a conference room. Right? It would be a conference room. And I'm just saying something incredible is happening with our country to have this. Something incredible. Youth unemployment has just reached its lowest rate in nearly 50 years. That's a biggie. Unemployment, this is so important. Unemployment for Americans without high school diplomas has reached the lowest rate ever recorded. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? And prisoners, all right? Prisoners were having a tremendously tough time from the beginning because employers didn't want to hire them. And now the greatest thing we have is an incredible economy where employers need people. And for the first time ever, really, and we have a lot of great programs to help, for the first time ever, employers are hiring prisoners. They're getting a second and, in some cases, a third chance. And I have a friend who hired prisoners. I said, whoa, that's great. And he said, you wouldn't believe how great they are. They're better than my other people. Now, he's got a couple of cases where he's not so happy, and that's the end of that. And that's fine. But he said, these are incredible people. And I guarantee you, Donald, I'll have them in here for 25, 30 years. These are incredible people. They're getting a second chance. In a couple of cases, he told me, it was a third chance. But it's unfair. They get out of prison. They made a mistake. They get out of prison, and nobody hires them. And they end up going back. They can't live. They can't eat. They can't anything. Now they get that second chance. Can I tell you what? We're working hard on that in my administration, and that's one of the things we're really happy about. Really happy. Incredible to watch. And they're doing a great job. All right, women, this is not good. So African American, historic. Asian American, Hispanic American, all historic, right? Sorry, women. I let you down again. Women's unemployment rate recently reached only the lowest rate in 65 years. I let you down. I'm sorry. What can I do? But, you know, I predict 65 years for women. Most of the rest are historic. The women, I promise you, I think, within 3 or 4 weeks, you'll also be at historic levels, I think. 65. We'll say 65 years is not good enough. A big one that just came out, consumer confidence in our country is at an 18-year high. Isn't that beautiful? Big thing. And a brand new poll just shows that 85% of blue-collar workers, I love blue-collar workers, I'd actually like them better than white-collar workers, but probably I won't say it too loud. I love our blue-collar workers, and so do our white-collar workers. But our blue-collar workers believe their lives are headed in the right direction, and the poll numbers are massive. We've increased exports of clean, beautiful coal, one of our great resources that they wanted to close up, by, listen to this, by 60% in just this little short period of time. 6-0. And thanks to our very strong trade policies, where we don't allow other nations to rip us off and take advantage of us any longer. And if they do, we put tariffs on their products coming in. Sorry, folks. Steel Dynamics announced a $75 million investment in Columbia City and a $400 million investment in Terre Haute. And U.S. Steel announced a $750 million investment in Gary, Indiana. U.S. Steel. And U.S. Steel is opening up at least 7 plants, and they're going to be spending billions of dollars building new steel. I'll tell you what, steel, we were dead. It was over. Now we're going to be using our minds. We're opening up. We're like, it's the hottest thing that's happening, our steel industry, because we're not allowing dumping. And if somebody wants to dump, like if China is going to dump or other countries are going to dump steel to hurt our companies and our workers, they're paying 25% tariffs on the stuff that they dump. Now they won't dump so much. We're building a new steel industry. And it's an amazing thing to watch, because America is winning again, and America is being respected again. I'm proud to say that I was asked to help because they weren't getting any help. It wasn't going to happen with the previous administration. And we're bringing back the Summer Olympics in 2028, and we're bringing the World Cup in 2026 back to our nation. Those are just the little things. By the way, the Olympics, the World Cup, I mean, the big stuff, you know what that is. We passed the biggest package of tax cuts and reforms in American history. Indiana families are saving $5 billion on their taxes this year alone. $5 billion. And I tell the people, a typical American family of 4 earning $75,000 will take home $2,000 at least extra this year, and many will take home really much more than that. It's a lot. And one that people love because they said it would be impossible to do. Our tax bill saves small businesses and family farms, ranches, and all of the other things associated with if you die, you pay a big tax and your children lose it. We have gotten rid of the estate tax, also known as the death tax. Very important for this area, we are canceling President Obama's illegal anti-coal, so-called Clean Power Plan. You know, there's an example. It's such a beautiful name, Clean Power, right? They want to have windmills all over the place, right? When the wind doesn't blow, what do? We got problems. When there's thousands of birds laying at the base of the windmill, what do? Isn't that amazing, the environmentalists? We like windmills. Oh, really? What about the thousands of birds they're killing? Try going to the bottom of a windmill someday. It's not a pretty picture. But really, when the wind doesn't blow, you got problems. If your house is staring at a windmill, not good. When you hear that noise going round and round and round, and you're living with it, and then you go crazy after a couple of years, not good. And the environmentalists say, oh, isn't it wonderful? We've ended the war on clean coal. We've also repealed the individual mandate. It's gone. Last month, the FDA approved more affordable generic drugs than at any time ever in the history of our country. And thanks to our effort, many drug companies are freezing or reversing planned price increases. You remember 2 weeks ago, Pfizer, and I take my hat off to them. I like them. They increased their prices substantially of drugs, and I got angry about it. I think it's probably the first time I realized what great power we have, right? I got angry. Novartis, same thing. They increased their prices. I'm decreasing the prices. I got really angry about it. And they announced the following day that they're no longer going to increase the prices of their drugs. And those prices are going to come down. Because we've put mechanisms in work, lots of different. I won't bore you with the complications. It's actually, we had middlemen that were so rich, they were making a fortune on drugs, prescription drugs. We're getting rid of all of that. Drug prices are coming down like they've never seen. Increases are stopping, like with Pfizer and Novartis. And we're stopping hospitals from overcharging low-income seniors for these same prescription drugs. We passed Veterans' Choice. Our veterans are the greatest. You know, when I got involved, I sort of said, that's a bad situation going over with the vets. They're really being treated badly. These are really our greatest people as far as I'm concerned. And the vets would wait online to see a doctor 6 days, 9 days, 21 days, 34 days. Some of them would have a minor condition. By the time they saw the doctor, they were terminally ill. And I said, we're not going to let that happen. And I came up with an idea that I thought was brilliant. I said, you know what? We have all these doctors, some of them really good, talented doctors, surrounding and in the neighborhoods closer than where the vets are trying to get taken care of. We're going to let the vets go and see those doctors, and we're going to pay their bill, right? And I said, this is so brilliant. And then I presented it to Congress, and the congressman, yes, sir, we've been trying to pass this for 45 years. So here's this common sense when you think. The problem is they couldn't get it passed. We got it passed. It's called Veterans' Choice. The veterans have a choice. They can go here or they go out to see a doctor. We pay the bill. We also passed a landmark, and this was just as tough, believe it or not, VA accountability law, where people that work at the VA are now held accountable. So now if a government worker abuses one of our great veterans, we turn to them and we very toughly say, sorry, you're fired. True. Very tough things to get passed. I guess I'm good at getting things passed, but it was great. We had great help by the Republicans in Congress. We had virtually no help by the Democrats. Very importantly, my administration is also standing up for the free speech rights of all Americans, free speech rights. Look at social media. It's a thing called free speech rights. You look at Google, Facebook, Twitter, and other social media giants, and I've made it clear that we as a country cannot tolerate political censorship, blacklisting, and rigged search results. And you know, it can go the other way also. We will not let large corporations silence conservative voices. And it can go the other way too someday. It can play little tricks with them. We're not going to let them control what we can and cannot see, read, and learn from. We can't do that. America is a free country, and we are going to stay always a free country. We're defending American values, and we're also defending our great American interests all over the world. We've secured a record $700 billion for our military this year, and $716 billion, another record, next year. We're rebuilding our military bigger and better and stronger than ever before. And at my direction, the Pentagon is working to create a sixth branch of the United States Armed Forces. It's called Space Force. So important. So important. I withdrew the United States from the horrible Iran nuclear deal. And if you look at what's happening to Iran, they are not too happy. You know, when I came into office, Iran was like this big power. And there was just a question of when are they going to take over the whole Middle East. They're going into Iraq, they're going into Syria, they're in Yemen. They were looking at the Mediterranean far away. They were going to take it all over. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to terminate this stupid deal made by the previous administration. And I can tell you one thing. Iran is not looking at the Mediterranean any longer. And hopefully that'll all work out between us and Iran. But they have to live by a certain set of rules. That was a terrible, terrible deal. Remember, they were given $150 billion, and then they were given $1.8 billion. What does that look like in cash? $1.8 billion. Hard to believe. You remember that. I also recognized the capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. Because instead of apologizing for America, we are standing tall for America, the country that we love. We are standing up for the heroes who protect America. We are proudly standing up for our national anthem. But if Democrats get back into power, they will try to reverse all of the incredible gains that we've made, including very substantially increasing your taxes. If you want more jobs, more safety, and more opportunity, then you need to get your friends, get your family, get your co-workers, and get out and vote Republican and vote over here for a great gentleman named Mike Braun. You got to vote for Mike Braun. Local citizens, you love your state. You love your country. You're loyal. You helped build this country. Together, we're taking back our country, returning power to where it belongs. We're returning power to the American people. That's what we're doing. From Bloomington to Madison and from South Bend to right here in beautiful Evansville. This great state was built by patriots and pioneers, mechanics and ministers and farmers and factory workers, with American hands and American grit. Your ancestors built a home for themselves and for their beautiful families. They were tough, and they were strong, and they were smart. They were proud Americans, and together they turned Indiana into a powerhouse of American people and American ingenuity. What they've done in this great place. They didn't have a lot of money. They didn't have a lot of luxury, but they loved their families, they loved their country, and they loved their God. We stand on the shoulders of generations of American patriots who knew how to work, knew how to fight. Oh, do you know how to fight, fight, fight? And you knew how to win. Just like them, we're going to keep on fighting. We're going to keep on winning. We are going to win for our nation, our children, our families, for our freedom. We will never give up. We will never give in. We will never back down. And we will fight on to victory. We will only have victory because we are Americans and our hearts bleed red, white, and blue. We're going to win so much that you're going to be begging me, please, please, Mr. President, the people of Indiana cannot continue to win like this. We're not used to this. This is terrible. And you're going to ask your senator, Mike Braun, or your great governor, or maybe both of them together, please, please go see the president. We can't stand winning anymore. And they're going to come see me in the Oval Office. And they're going to say, Mr. President, the people of Indiana have been winning too much under your leadership. Honestly, sir, they can't stand it anymore. And I'm going to look back at them, and I'm going to say, I don't give a damn what they want. We're going to keep on winning, right? We're going to keep on winning. We're one people. We're one family. We're one glorious nation under God, and together we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much, Indiana. Thank you. Mike Braun, thank you.
President Trump just wrapped up a huge rally in Evansville, Indiana, where he was campaigning for Senate candidate Mike Braun. In a moment, we'll show you all the best moments from tonight's rally. But first, we have some very important breaking news to cover. Today, we learn that disgraced DOJ official Bruce Ohr gave lawmakers a list of half a dozen FBI and DOJ officials who knew about his Trump dossier ties. And breaking just moments ago, our own Catherine Herridge is reporting tonight that in 2016, Bruce Ohr kept Andrew Weissman in the loop about the anti-Trump dossier. Of course, we now know that Weissman is Robert Mueller's top deputy. Joining us now with more reaction is the author of the New York Times #1 bestseller, The Russia Hoax, the illicit scheme to clear Hillary Clinton and frame Donald Trump, and Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett and Fox News contributor Sarah Carter. All right, Greg, I'm going to start with you. This news that we hear tonight is that Bruce Orr not only back-channeled with Christopher Steele, both before and after Steele was fired, but Bruce Orr also kept people from the FBI and the DOJ in the loop as to what was going on with that dossier. How bad is this?
This is a dramatic and stunning development that should effectively end Robert Mueller's special counsel investigation. And in fact, he should immediately fire Andrew Weissmann and terminate his special counsel probe. And here's the reason. We've now learned, thanks to Catherine Harris, that Bruce Orr implicated not just a half a dozen people at the DOJ and the FBI, but in particular Andrew Weissmann. He kept him in the loop about the dossier. This was part of the Russia hoax. This was the main part of the hoax. And Andrew Weissmann was in on the hoax.
Okay, so now we know that it wasn't just this Christopher Steele, who we all know hated Donald Trump, fired by the FBI, then back-channeled information to Bruce Orr, who then brought it to both the FBI and the Department of Justice. And now we know that he not only was benefited financially because his wife was working for Fusion GPS, but that he was leaking information to Weissmann, and everybody knew his wife worked for Fusion GPS. But nobody is prosecuting this guy. He still has security clearance, and he hasn't been fired.
So here you have Andrew Weissmann, who is involved in using false intelligence, a phony document, and now Weissmann, who is the main lawyer in the special counsel probe, whose tentacles are in every aspect of investigating Trump, was a participant, complicit in using a false document to frame Donald Trump.
All right, Sarah Carter, when we found out about all of these connections, then it seems to me that it is time for Bruce Orr to be gone. Jeff Sessions isn't doing it. Mueller isn't firing Weissmann. He doesn't seem to care. Will we ever get justice in a case like this?
We will, if there is a special counsel that is appointed to investigate this, just as they appointed a special counsel actually based on false pretenses and a false dossier. Let's go back to Bruce Orr. He was informing Deputy Director Andrew McCabe. He was well aware of what was going on. That's the former Deputy Director of the FBI. Lisa Page, who was the attorney who was having the affair with Peter Strzok, who was head of the Russia investigation, Judge. This is so incredible. And remember, Bruce Orr, according to his own testimony, did not divulge to the DOJ that his wife was working for Fusion GPS. Neither did he report on his disclosure forms the amount of money that she was making in 2016. Remember, she's a Russia expert. She's fluent in Russian. She was hired by Fusion GPS to work on the dossier specifically.
But Sarah, look, there's no question that he didn't report it on financial disclosures, and I've done those, and you could be prosecuted for anything that's not correct in that. But everybody knew that his wife was working.
Everybody knew at the FBI.
All right.
Everybody
How many crimes
at the
can he
FBI
be prosecuted for?
Who?
Quickly, Bruce Orr.
3 or 4 different crimes. One of them would be honest services fraud, federal gratuity, federal bribery, and making a false statement.
All right. Thank you, Greg, and thank you, Sarah. Sorry for the short time. Anyway, coming up, reaction to the president's raucous speech tonight. Plus, we will preview the November midterm elections with Matt Schlapp, Dan Bongino, and Congressman Matt Gaetz. Stay with us. Welcome back to Hannity. With just 68 days to go until the midterm elections, President Trump is fighting hard for GOP candidates across the country. And tonight, he took on the Democratic Party in a big way. Take a look.
Today's Democrat Party is held hostage by left-wing haters, angry mobs, deep state radicals, establishment cronies, and their fake news allies.
Joining us now with reaction is American Conservative Union Chairman Matt Schlapp, NRA TV contributor Dan Bongino, and Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. All right, good evening, gentlemen. The president clearly is correct when he says that the Democrats are really pushing their party so far left that they're turning into, left-wing nuts. And it is very far left that they're going. This is very quick. So I'll start with you, Congressman Gaetz. We saw from the primaries the other night, the president's support matters. Will it matter in the midterms?
Well, I'm glad it mattered for Ron DeSantis. I'll tell you this, but voters want results, not resistance. I used to make cases to juries. Republicans have got to make the case to voters, and I never had a fact pattern that it was as good as the Trump economy. We've got the fastest wage growth in a decade. More Americans are satisfied in their jobs than at any other point in the last decade.
Okay.
And we've got economic growth faster than Obama ever could have delivered. So
I'm going to cut you off, Congressman. Dan Bongino, what do you think is going to happen in the midterms?
Well, this has been the gift of Donald Trump, Judge. His refusal to back down to the loony left has really forced them into taking untenable positions. He just nailed it, Trump, in that speech. They're now backing what? Antifa and mobs, tax hikes and socialism? This is the best you've got? This is your blue wave? Let's see what the voters think of that. I think it'll turn out well.
Matt Schlapp, very quickly, I mean, you even have Governor Cuomo in New York calling ICE a bunch of thugs. Is it going to work for them?
Yeah, and saying that America was never great. Look, Judge, it comes down to this. It comes down to the Trump voter. If the Trump voter turns out, despite the dispiriting rhetoric coming out of the news media, we can hold the House. We have a real chance to pick up seats like in Indiana with Mr. Braun, so that we have the number of senators to confirm these Supreme Court justices. Judge, you know this. We could have another Supreme Court justice opening. We've got to have our folks turn out in November. It makes all the difference.
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much. And clearly, the senator from Indiana is vulnerable. More Hannity coming up next.